Okay, so next question then is going to be looking at describe the consequences and solutions to taking the taking of performance enhancing drugs. So basically, there's three areas you could get for performance enhancing drugs: reasons for taking, consequences of taking, and solutions to taking performance enhancing drugs. Now, what I want to look at here is the consequences. So we're not looking at reasons why people take them. We're looking at if you take them, what are the consequences, and then if people have taken them, what things can we do to provide a solution and stop it? So basically, consequences. One of the key consequences of taking performance enhancing drugs by elite athletes is the role modeling effect. So basically, you get this kind of negative role model that can then encourage other people, young people, to behave in the same way or to imitate. So that's going to form the basis of our kind of acronym for consequences. So if you have a look down onto here, the key consequences are role modeling will be our one, so we're going to use role modeling as our start point, and we're going to split role moth up. Okay, so we're going to start with perfect as it would do anyway, but we're going to, instead of going into DELs, we're going to call it PH. So RO, Ali, MO, PH. And so double letter acronyms to make a word. So what we're looking for then, so the first consequence will go down in a minute, and then the solutions to people taking drugs is people, I always think, look at it, well, they need to get educated. So they could do a BTEC, okay, in drugs prevention. All right, so BTEC is going to be the form of our solutions. So again, I'm trying to give it context. Solution, you need to educate yourself, that is there. Okay, you educate yourself by doing a BTEC in drug prevention. Consequences, negative role modeling, role moth. Okay, so how does this translate? Okay, so you've got this bit here, I'll put it across. So RO, Ali, MO, PH, and B, T, E, C. That translates as follows. Okay, so role model, exactly what it says there. So you've got the first one done for you, so it creates negative role models. Dwayne Chambers, Lance Armstrong. Then you've got legal, it's against the law of the land and sport. Now if you want any extra on that, it's against the law of the land to take drugs such as cocaine or amphetamines. Okay, these can also be used in sports such as cycling to kind of as a stimulant, and also you've got things like anabolic steroids, which are banned in sport but not necessarily banned in the law of the land. So that's two examples you could use there. Morality goes against the values of sportsmanship and the Olympic oath as set out by Baron de Coubertin. Physiological, positive, so there's two physiologicals. Positive, you can increase muscle mass, strength, and ultimately performance, but the negative are the health issues, for example liver failure, heart problems, high blood pressure due to anabolic steroid use. Going on to solutions then, bans. Okay, so one of the key things is if you're going to have a solution to taking drugs, bans should be strict, e.g. lifetime bans. Until that happens, you're never going to stop drugs from being taken in sport. Okay, there's no deterrent, but that's what should happen. Testing, so the stricter in and out of season procedures. So now there's 24/7 tracking of individual athletes where they have to show their whereabouts for 1 hour every day. Also, there is now retrospective testing, which is kind of carried out by World Anti-Doping Association, WADA, where urine and blood samples are kept stored for a minimum of 10 years so that people can be retrospectively tested if new drugs come onto the market. And the E refers to education, so you're looking at kind of educating people on the morality of sport, and also kind of looking at these kind of drug education programs, which is 100% me. Okay, that's the key example I'd be using there. And finally, you have this kind of radical solution, which would be counterculture. A counterculture refers to the fact that if some people are taking drugs, well, why not let everyone take drugs and have a drug Olympics, so to make it a level playing field for everyone, or have a drug Olympics and a non-drug Olympics. So that is the kind of counter argument. Then going on to that next one, describe the causes and solutions to spectator violence. So with this one again, we're going to use some acronyms to remember this. So spectator violence, what are the causes of it? What do they want to do? What does the spectator, a football spectator who wants to cause violence to someone, what is their aim? Okay, well their aim is to cause harm to people. Okay, so we're going to cause harms, we're going to put an S on the end. And then the solutions to it, I always look at this and say, right, the solutions to violence by spectators, well, the key case study for this is football. I mean, it's the only real sport where you constantly see crowd violence. So if you're looking at solutions, we need to look at a governing body. Now, the governing body for football is the FA, and something that the FA do is they kind of cap the number of away supporters who go to games. So it's something like 3,000 fans for 3,000 away tickets, because they feel if there's less away fans, there's less chance of hostility. So therefore, you're kind of looking at this as a kind of a way. What are the solutions to football violence by spectators? FA, caps the number of away fans, if that makes sense. It caps, another word for limits. Okay, so how does this translate? Well, firstly then, going on to H, hooligans. Okay, so hooligans are groups of fans with a sole intention of violence. E.g., Birmingham, we've got a hooligan element called the Zulus. It could be an example you used. A, alcohol. So alcohol causes people to lose their inhibitions and have an increase in confidence, which can often lead to violence. Rivalry, so you can have same city derby matches, such as Birmingham, Aston Villa. You could have Manchester United, Manchester City, and this can lead to more chance of crowd violence. Mass culture, okay, so this is when in a large group people follow group norms, okay, due to an increase in confidence. Okay, again, this is kind of like a whole away support. Okay, if everyone is fighting, other people will join in. And the final one for fans is the scoreline. If the other team are, if their team are experiencing a heavy defeat, this could lead to violence from there. So what do we do then? What do the FA have to do to actually try and stop this? Well, it's now football has been marketed as a family event. There are family stands in all ground. Secondly, there are all-seater stadiums. People aren't standing up, which would be, we used to have stands, which if you're standing up is more the ready position to start fighting. City don't fight sitting down, very rarely I would have thought. So you're going on from there saying all-seater stadiums was something that's helped. Then you have CCTV, so you have cameras inside and outside of the ground. Alcohol has a direct link here, so it's alcohol control at football games now. So for example, half time, 15 minutes you get to drink, and 45 minutes before the game there's shut after, so this can kind of lessen that kind of temptation to drink more alcohol, which could lower inhibitions and increase confidence. There's an increase in policing, so basically policing is used to kind of try and help segregate the fans both inside and outside the ground. And finally, segregation, so fans are split into home and away areas. And you could also have another P for punishment, so lifetime bans from football if you're caught committing violent conduct outside the ground. Okay, so that is the end of the screencast for Sociocultural. Thank you very much.